Hi everyone, it's Bev DeBono, and I have Noteworthy Simple Page Kit number 4 and variations. Now, page kits come out, these simple page kits come out every month, and they are very fun and easy to put together. The page kits themselves are comprised of 3 sheets of paper. So 2 are a base page that already have a tonal base to them, such as this one. This has a tonal base to it. And the other side has um, a designed base to it. Okay, and it also has a 3rd sheet that you can cut apart, and all of the cutting guides are on the back of that sheet. And you just cut according to the numbers. So all you need for these are your straight trimmer, and these get put together very, very quickly. So these come with um, an idea sheet, and it's got all the measurements on it for what you are cutting and the size photos that go along with it. And it kind of shows you where to place your photos and things like that. It also comes with a strip of stickers, and you can get this exclusive from your advisor for each one that comes out. So right now there will be 12 for this year. And they are coming out with a couple of new ones. There was just a treasured one that just came out on Monday. I believe the Flamingo is another simple kit, that promotion that is out. So they are coming out with quite a few of them because people are liking these. You can get your pages done very, very quickly. And they are, if you collect numbers 1 through 12 for the year, they will all blend together, and you can actually have 24 pages done in your album at the end of the year. Now, I like putting them together just as it shows you on the page that comes with it, the instruction sheet. But I also like to provide you with the measurements in these so that you can use it again and again, and with the same measurements for your base pages, make something that is completely different. Okay, so this was made with the riveting, the DIY home improvement collection that we have, and it's exactly the same measurements across, and you can just vary the mats to fit your photos. Okay, so let's get started. For those of you who have page kit number 4, I will be putting together page kit number 4, and then I'm going to show you a variation on page kit number 4 using Life on the Lake. Because you can use any other collection with these to make another page. Okay, and that's what makes these so versatile, because you can then use the instruction sheet that comes with each of them. And I kind of put my measurements on there so that I can use these over and over as a sketch. Okay, if you belong to my customer group, these are all posted in the albums section. Let me know if you don't have one. Okay, so the base page, for those of you who do not have page kit 4, um, the measurements for the left-hand side are, you need 4 by 12 3 times, 4 by 12 strips 3 times, and that becomes your base. So you can see it's 4 by 12, 4 by 12, 4 by 12. And I put this on another paper just to use it as a backing. And on the right-hand side, you have an 8 by 12, one time, and then a 2 by 12 and a 2 by 12. Okay, so your middle piece is really one piece of paper. One side is a 4-inch and the other side is an 8-inch. Okay, so you can use one piece here, and if you have strips or scraps left over, you can use them for your side edges. Okay, so let's put together page kit 4 as it is in the instruction sheets. Okay, so here you see the base. It's 4 by 12, 4 by 12, 4 by 12. And then this is 8 by 12, 2 by 12, 2 by 12. Okay, so it's 4 by 12 3 times, and 8 by 12 one time, and 2 by 12s. And that is basically what you are going to do for this page. Okay, and then once you have your base, then we're going to take our varied color paper, turn it over, and we're going to cut along these cutting guides. Okay, I'm going to line up the lines directly on my trimmer lines, on my cut lines. Okay, if you're not exactly sure if it's cutting right on your cut line, move your blade down, take your multi-purpose tool, and underneath the blue, I call it the blue mountain here, just gently untuck the little plastic guide that has a little black line on it. And then match that little black line that's on the plastic guide with the line that's on your paper so that you know that it's going to cut directly on that line. And if you need to move it over, just slide it ever so slightly and then cut all the way through. Okay, and then I'm cutting along my next cut line. So these are really mats, and these are 4 by 6. And then these stack up. And you're going to cut that again. These are 4 by 6s. And we have a couple different colors on them. Okay, and then we have 3 of the 4 by 4s. And those are just coordinating mats. And we're just cutting along the line. There we go. And now we're ready to assemble. This is a really quick and easy one. And I think it lends itself to a lot of, I'll put that at the top. It lends itself to a lot of other papers that you can use. Okay, so you have your strips. And now let's get our sticker sheet that comes with Page Kit 4. And we are going to use the 2 border strips. So for those of you who are making your variation, you can use a sticker strip or a very thin border punch. All right, and that is going to go on the outside edge of the first 4 by 12 strip here. Okay, on the outside edge, or the outside edge of the 4 by 12. I have the scallops facing outward. Okay, and then I'm going to do another one, the other one on the other side. So it's a very nice thin strip, and that is also going to go on the first one facing outward. First 2 by 12 facing outward. Okay, so you want something that's kind of a small, you don't want a big strip because you've got only a 2-inch one here. For the home improvement one, I used the sticker strip that was the tape measure. So it was an actual sticker that came, it was a border sticker, and I used the tape measure to create that. Okay, and now all we're going to do is place our mats. So depending on which way your pictures are going, they do recommend two 4x6s that are vertical, just like that. A 4x6 down at the bottom, and then a 4x4 overlapping on the bottom there. So you see we just have, it's 4x6s and 4x4s. Okay, and then on the other side we have two 4x4s and one 4x6 going vertical. Okay, so I think a rule of thumb as I'm doing this, and I do like to share this, is for your eye to go, right across. I like to line up a lot of times these bottom edges of these mats that are going across. So if these are at the half-inch mark, half-inch up from the bottom and half-inch in, I try to keep it a half an inch up from the bottom on both sides, on the right side and the left side. And I do that because it kind of helps your eye go straight across. Okay, and I kind of do that for the next layer as well. So that when I probably am going to start maybe at the 5-inch mark or 5 1/4, or I'll start it at 5. The bottom at 5, and then I'm going to bring this one down also across the bottom so that we're all starting like right along the same. And you'll see it's just very easy now for your eye to go across. Now, if you want an accent piece, you can always take one of these and slant them. And I think that that just brings a little bit of interest to it. And I did that on the renovation one, the one on the left, I slanted a little bit and then added my stickers around the edge. Okay, so this is ready to get taped down. So I'm going to go ahead, and now that I just did all that, I'm going to go turn them over and tape them. And when you're using your tape, I just want to remind you, you only need a half an inch at your 4 corners. Okay, sometimes people put just one in the middle, and that your mats and your pictures tend to flop around when you do that. So try to do a half an inch on all four corners, and then just a small little half-inch in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to use my half-inch. I'm using half an inch in and then half an inch up from the top. I'm going to keep this pretty even. This one I'm going to do similar. And I'm also going to start, make sure my mats are lined up along the side, at that half-inch mark as well. Again, it just keeps it, so your eye is going in one direction. Okay, so the hardest part of this is keeping your mats all straight. The background is really a very fast one, and it's, like I said, one that you can repeat over and over. Okay, so the bottom I'm going to do, and you can vary this up. If you want to put the two 4x4s at the top and put the other longer one down on the bottom, by all means, go ahead and do that. Mats are really very flexible. And I know a lot of people don't put their mats down until they actually have their photos cut because they want to make sure that the mats are going in the right direction. And I sometimes I do that as well. But for these pages, it's actually kind of fun to complete them as they are. Okay, quick and easy. Now I'm going to decorate, and if you have uh, Page Kit 4, I'm going to decorate. I'm going to do on the side cluster here, because I'm going to do it again in a group of 3. I'm going to have one at the top, one at the bottom left, and one at the middle. So again, you have a triangle effect. I'm going to use the basket, and I'm going to use the 2 ducks. So these are kind of spring things. And I'm just going to kind of place them, the basket and my ducks, and a couple of little butterflies. Okay, I might pop up the butterflies with a little foam. I'll do that right now. I'm going to pop the butterflies up with some foam. And then as soon as I'm done, I'll add some dots and then I'll show you the cluster as it is completed. So I like to put my stickers in sort of a cluster pattern so that they're not just floating by themselves, but that they kind of touch and they tell a story. And I think that makes it a little more fun and cohesive. Okay, and the only other thing I'm going to pop up is the word love. And I'm going to just put a little foam on that. And then I will show you the cluster there and then add my dots. Now I add dots with the dual tip pens. Okay, so here we go. And then, okay, so this is the right-hand side. Here is the cluster that was completed using what was given to us in Page Kit 4. The basket, the 2 ducks on both sides, the word love popped up, and then spring things underneath. So love, spring things, and then the 2 butterflies. Okay, and these are on your page. I think I changed them up just a little bit just to pop them up a little bit. So like I said, the 2 butterflies, the spring basket, the ducks on both sides, the word love is popped up, and then spring things underneath it. So you love spring things. Okay, and now I'm going to add some dots with the brown dual tip pen. And I use brown a lot because it is a neutral color. And sometimes I just add 2 dots, especially around the butterflies. And it just, here we go. There's just a couple dots, not a lot. 2 dots, 2 dots, 2 dots. And it just adds some nice little interest there. Okay, let's do the left-hand side. Now, the left-hand side had a bigger title up at the top, and the words there were the word spring. And that, according to, and I followed the instructions that were here, but I felt that it didn't pop enough. So I am going to put that on blue. I have a blue that is similar to the blue that's in the mat. Okay, just to pop it up just a little bit, because on its own it's not really showing up. Okay, so that is going to be cut to 3 3/4, 3 3/4 by 1 3/4, 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. And that is just specific to this, because you could use different titles. Like what I'm going to do for the lake one that I'm doing next is I've done something totally different. Okay, so 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. And that will give you just enough of a frame. You want a small little frame just to kind of, just to give it a little bit of color, pop it when you put it down on your page. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to pop that down. And then again, according to my directions or the instructions that come with Page Kit 4, they had the word hello with the umbrella. So it was hello spring. So I'm going to layer the umbrella with hello. It's kind of fun. And then I'm going to put another butterfly. I'm going to put the pale butterfly, the pale green one, off to the side here. Okay, and then also just adding a little bit of foam to the back of it. Okay, then we're going to do some the boots and some flowers. Let me just get my butterfly here. A little foam on my butterfly, and that's going to go up by the umbrella. And then on the other side of spring, because I want to balance that off, I'm going to put the garden boots with a little daffodil coming out of the boot. Okay, I'm going to put a little foam in the back of this because I do want to pop that up. And so you see, when you're using foam, you don't want to pop everything up. You want to do a couple or one and then another. You want to layer, you want to offset it. You don't want everything in foam or it loses the effect. Okay, foam is just to, give some interest there. Okay, and I'm putting it on the other side of the word spring. So that is the top cluster. Spring, and you see I did frame that a little bit. The boots foamed up. Umbrella hello with the butterfly. Okay, and then the bottom right here, I'm going to put the two more daffodils. I just think it will pop it a little bit more down there at the bottom. Okay, off to the left, we have the fence, and that's going to go right next to your mat. We have the little bunny, or you could put the lamb, spring out like a lamb, right? So I'm going to put the bunny on the other side of my fence. Okay, and if you want, you could take the, so this was really a spring layout. It had a few, like an Easter basket in it, but it really was predominantly spring, which made it kind of fun. And then if you want, you can take your exclusive, and if you wanted to add more words here, you've got more eggs, which you could scatter around if you wanted to make it more of an Easter page. I used the spring tree that was on there, and I'm going to just tuck it behind the fence here. I'm going to cover just going to cut off the pot. I'm just going to tuck it behind the fence. Okay, and I can use this flower pot for something else. Okay, so just like that, your page is done. And the last thing we have to do is add some dots with our brown dual tip pen, just a couple of dots along the edges of your. And just like that, you've got page kit number 4, which is done. Okay, so let's get ready to do the variation for this one. And with the variation, you're going to need 2 base papers, and you're going to need pages that coordinate. Okay, so I'm going to be using Life on the Lake. I've pre-selected a lot of my papers here to show you. Okay, so I'm going to use Life on the Lake, and the very first thing I need is I need a base in order to build my pages, because remember, we are using strips. Okay, so I need 2 solid or tonal bases, or this is a good time to use paper that you're not going to use again, because you're probably going to cover a lot of it up. Then I looked for something that was going to go in the middle that I could put across 2 pages, because the left side is a 4-inch strip and the right side is an 8-inch strip. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this at the 4-inch mark. This is a full sheet of 12 by 12. Okay, and my right side has that 8 by 12. The left side has the 4 by 12. Okay, so we're starting to build the base. All right, so remember the left side we had 3 4 by 12s, and the right side, oh, I gotta get my post-it note. The right side we have 1 8 by 12 and 2 12 by 12s. Okay, so they're the same papers so that they blend, but they're just cut a little differently. Okay, so I want to decide what paper I'm going to put next to this. And I had a couple choices in this pack. I looked at this and that was like way too bright. But this other side, this tonal side was nice, but it was a little washed out to put next to that bright yellow. So I kind of liked it for the end piece, but I think I want to go with the green next to that yellow. And that just really kind of pops it. Okay, so I'm going to cut another 4 by 4 for my left side. This might already be 4 by 4. Nope, just had to be evened out. And then another 4 by 4 for my left side. Okay, then using the same papers on your right side, you have the 8 by 12. I'm sorry, not 4 by 4. Those were 4 by 12s. I apologize. So on the right side, you are using the same papers. So you're using the 8 by 12 and then 2 by 12s. 2 by 12s. So I'm going to go in the exact same order. And then cut a 2-inch from there. Okay, so now I'm ready to just tape this all down. And that becomes my base for Page Kit number 4 variation. Okay, and then from there, I just have to decide on my sticker strips. Okay, so I'm going to tape this down. These are little fishing lures, and I always have to think about which which side do they go. I don't want to put them upside down. Okay, so 4x12s on the left side, 3 of them. And then repeat your paper patterns on the right. Go. That's the base for the left. And now the base for the right. Okay, so my 8x12 goes down first. I gotta match those little fishing lures. So this paper pack is called, this collection was called Life on the Lake. So fun. And then your 2-inch strip goes right next to it. And then your next 2-inch strip goes next to that. Okay, so the piece that came next on our page kit 4 were 2 border stickers, 2 thin border stickers. And I happen to, on this pattern, Life at the Lake, there are 2 uh, buoys here that I'm going to put right on there. That brings the red from my lures over to that page. And then I'm going to put it on the other side. So already you see that it's coming together and it looks different than what we had done. Okay, so on the original one we had some 4x6s up at the top, and I'm actually just using mats that came with the collection. 2 4x6s up at the top, and then there was a 4x6 and a 4x4 down at the bottom. Okay, and I think I'm just going to angle this one just like that. It says Lake Life. I might move these up just a little. Okay, and then on the other side, had the one, and then I'm going to add another mat here, a 4x4 mat. So you see how flexible the layout is. And on page kit 4, it had the title that said Spring. And I just wanted a fun title on this one that was bigger. And I thought, what do we have? Alphabet stickers are going to be kind of small. So I remembered that we have these wonderful new ABC die cuts. And we now also have them in black. So we have 5 different colors of these. And I think they're so fun. And that is going to become my focal point there. And I might just move it out a little bit. Go fish. Just like that. So you see how easy that comes together. And it's just with your background and how different it looks. All right, so the alphabets, the die cut alphabets, they come in the light craft brown, a white, a blue, which is what I used on this page, the dark green, and a black. There's also a pack of numbers. There are 80 die cuts in each one, and there's quite a few repeat letters. So I am loving these because they're just such a great title, and you don't have to pull out machines and stuff like that um, for them. And I'm storing them in my sort and stash binder, and we have these new 3x3 um, pages, insert pages. I just pulled it out because I was working with just that page, and I'm going to add my numbers to the back here. Okay, and I just mixed up all my colors in there. It's fine to do that. So it's just a fun thing. So anyway, this is the variation for page kit number 4. Totally different from spring, but using the exact same measurements. So I did it with Life at the Lake. I did it with DIY, the Riveting Home Improvement Collection. And then this was the actual page kit number 4. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed my technique tonight. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Bev DeBono Designs. If you are not currently working with a Creative Memories advisor, I would appreciate if you'd order from my website. The information is in the comment section. And if you'd like to join as an advisor on my team, I do support a national team, and we have a lot of fun sharing all of our ideas. Okay, so I hope to see you again soon. Good night.